one of the things that we had set for a goal for 2025 is to expand the podcast brand and bring on a couple guys that are really familiar to the podcast. And I know Jace has done podcasting in the past, and Martin's done a whole bunch of rebuilding with the F-150, and we love to see what he's doing there. So the two of these fellas are going to kick off a live stream podcast version of Turn Down for What once a week. So I'll kick it over to these guys to kind of introduce themselves and kind of talk about the plans, and then we'll jump on sometimes as we can, but just kind of expanding to another day of the week. So there'll be like a midweek episode that's typically recorded and posted, and then now a live one that we'll also put out there. So I'll kick it over to you, Jace, because you've done this before. It's kind of picking up from something that you did in the past, and just kind of expanding on that. So why don't you lead off, man?
Yeah. Hi guys. If anybody's not familiar with me, my name is Jace Craft Miller. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, 33 years old. My partner, I run a roofing business and we own two F-150 Lightnings. We have since 2022. We Yeah, I mean, I love. I think there's so much to talk about in the EV truck world, the EV world right now, just in general. I think Martin and I are still trying to decide exactly what our niche is going to be. Martin's really, really technical and has that great background, and so I think we should definitely dive into that because we don't really have anybody else like Martin. So yeah, I think, if anybody out there too has any, ideas of stuff that they want to see or want to hear that they aren't hearing right now, please reach out and let us know, because we are definitely open to ideas and would love to, expand, people's knowledge and get EVs into the hands of more people.
Yeah, I think that the it's exciting for us because obviously Chris, Jesse, and I have run the podcast for a year and a half now, and we've kind of do a lot of the 10,000 foot view of what EVs are and kind of what they bring, and we're starting to do EV reviews. We just posted a review of the Cadillac Escalade IQ. Audio was terrible. I'm fixing it. We just ordered a new camera. We're going to get better
Yeah.
with the audio, I promise. We've done three, and all audio have been junk, but we're getting there. We're getting better.
It was my fault.
But our podcast episodes have been pretty expansive, and Jesse and I have experience in the charging industry, and Chris is EV enthusiast, and we kind of all got together and are able to share our passion for the EV space. But Martin has just a different knowledge on the technicals. And Jace, you've been really well embedded into the EV space and know a lot of the inner details. And so really digging into that and understanding on a higher level what that might mean, and really having it as a live stream means that our audience can actually have the opportunity to interact live with YouTube, but also us, as we're available, and any special guests that you guys might be bringing on as you deep dive maybe into some of the technicals with Martin's knowledge, and really looking at some of those things, because obviously, Martin, you've rebuilt several EVs from the guts, everything, and really understanding what that might look like for somebody that might be looking to do those things. But that live section will just be a cool opportunity to dive into whatever in the EV space kind of inspires you. But it can be a super technical conversation, or it can be a brand related conversation. But we will be able to bring guests on live that can actually, you guys can interact with as an audience. So just a really cool, exciting expansion of the brand. And like Chris was saying, it kind of gives a second day of the week to hear from Turn Down for What, and kind of get some unique content tied around to what we're doing, and also what some of the cool, unique things happening in the EV space are. So, Martin, I'll let you reintroduce yourself and kind of give some of your thoughts.
Yeah, sure, sure. Hey, if for you guys that don't remember me or know me, my name is Martin Meek with Martin Rebuilds. Been a avid EV enthusiast for a couple of years now, and been I feel like a very active member of the Facebook groups for the Lightnings, and I'm also on all of the EV sites. I try to stay in with the Chevrolet, Tesla stuff, to keep up on the latest and greatest. Of course, it's hard to keep up with Jace on inside stuff because Jace just has the knowledge. But mine's been I'm 45 years old, middle of Kansas. It's tough for people here to kind of accept EVs. We are not an EV adopted state. The city I live in has a huge refinery. So with that said, I've been trying to educate folks around me for what use do we have for this tool? And I've been saying here for a while, it's kind of my creed now, the right tool for the right job. And there are situations where they're good and they're not, but I want to make sure that we get this out there so that people understand. And I don't mean, oh, the brochure says it can do this and this and this and this. That was kind of the reason that I hit Jace up. I wanted to do a little more of a technical podcast because it seems like we have every week the same 100 different questions. It's getting cold, it's getting hot, my truck won't charge, this and this and this. And I don't want it to specifically be just about the lightning, even though that's one good topic. Trying to kind of get into some technicals on answering those questions live. I think it would help people bring to the Turn Down for What podcast and give us more of a spinoff, because you guys do a great job from that 10,000-foot view and doing some of the reviews and really showing some real world experience with that. And I wanted to bring that in kind of a little tighter, a little more technical, like, okay, we talk about the midgate on a Chevrolet EV. Well, let's really get into that. Let's talk about how is it to actually do that by yourself, or how much noise does it actually have? Maybe I can get into doing some reviews where we're actually measuring decibel levels between those two trucks or something along those lines. That's kind of the meat and potatoes that I wanted to get into on different topics. And I love the idea that we can put this out there and have people be able to see either email us in or live during the thing, ask some questions, and we can kind of help answer some of the myths,